Thank you for tuning in. This is the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Kevin Cardinale, or Shakaama, with shakaama.wordpress.com. Today I'm going to talk about the saying, you are overqualified. Now, I know I'm laughing, but I want to beat my head through the walls and windows of my house. Because I just received my 100th rejection letter in the email. This was for a management position at Dollar General. Now, I thought, management position. Okay, I don't have to tone down my resume. Let's go over my resume briefly. So, I have 10 years of clerical, office, all Microsoft Office products, advanced user to the point where I program Excel spreadsheets. I'm going for my financial analyst certification, a chartered financial CFA, chartered financial analyst certification. I speak 4 languages. I attended law school for a couple of years. I attended grad school for a year in public administration, hospital administration. I have a degree in political science, pre-law, hence the going to law school. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer, but when it came down to it, I decided not to, because I just didn't want to. It seemed very tedious and not something I wanted to do. I'm actually very artistic, so I design websites, I program computers, I do graphic design, photography, photo editing. So I thought, surely for a management position, I didn't need to tone down my resume. And at the end of the interview, she goes, don't you think you're a little bit overqualified? And I was all like, please don't say that. I was all like, it's a management position. You know, I thought you want a manager. And I do speak Spanish. Hablas castellano. Viví en Peru. In Lima. And that's a big thing here because like half of the actual employees of the store were actually Spanish already. So we have that. So I thought, oh, this is great. I love the store. I think I'm a great fit. They opened 7 new stores here in Las Vegas. Surely I'll get a position. Nope. We regret to inform you we're going to go with other candidates. I don't even understand that. She said the other guy that she interviewed that day had no experience. Right? I don't even know what to say to that. But even when I tone down my resume, I mean, dumb it all the way down. Dumb all the way. I'll put 2 years of retail experience or 2 years of office. It's just 2 years. You know, 2 years means you know what you're doing. 2 years means you're not going to run the operation. You're just a shoe-in for the position. You come into the position and you hit the ground running, right? That's what 2 years means. You're not You're not wondering where the coffee maker is, or you're not saying which end does the pen go. Uh, they still say I'm overqualified, and I don't know. I don't know, and I suspect, and I know all the white people are going to reject this out of hand. I suspect that they're not saying I'm overqualified. With 2 years of experience, there's no way I'm overqualified. That nobody would say somebody with 2 years of experience is overqualified for a position, huh? Right? I suspect that it's not. And let me tell you what. Before I even get into this, let me tell you the scenarios after scenario after scenario after scenario. White people don't experience this. I mail in my application or send in my application or apply online. I upload my resume that I think is appropriate to the job, to the industry, to the market, and to the particular position, right? And then I receive an email or a phone call. Oh, come right in. Come right in for the interview. Your interview's on blah, 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 blah. Was very pleased to get your application. Literally, I have walked through the door. And the person's face went from, oh yeah, Jenny. Oh, that was so cool on Lost last night. I'm not even joking. And they're not even close to being good enough actors to hide it. They literally are like, I'm laughing, but of course it's not funny because I don't have a job. I do have my business that I own, but it's an unsteady business. It doesn't, you'll get $20,000 and you'll get nothing. Or you'll get $100 and then you'll get nothing. Anyway, so I suspect, and I'm being conservative. Any rational person who was black, who walked through the door, who saw their faces, and then it went from, oh, I got your application. It's wonderful. I got your resume. It's wonderful. Please come in. We would love to talk to you. To, oh, I'm sorry. We filled it. We filled that spot. Oh, you're overqualified. Oh, we're gonna interview tons of people. It's racial. Now, for the white people who say, oh, no, that's not possible in this day of age of Obama, we're in 2013, that's not possible. Let me clue you in for people who are under the age of 30 and who own iPhones, who are just as clueless about racism and what it is. Racism is not that you hate black people. Sure, that might be an aspect. That's the ignorant, low-class version of racism. The high-class version of racism, and this is the entire point of slavery and the subsequent racism that the Democrats espoused, in the Jim Crow laws and the KKK and all that stuff that they did to us, to black people, not to me, to black people in general, and still do, really. Everybody says, "Oh, those Democrats they're for black people." You're an idiot. Anyway, the high class version of racism is that they understand that this is a competition. This entire life thing that we're doing is a competition. It is a race, and that's the entire term and where the term came from. It is a race to see who can get the most resources and keep the most resources. If you give a black man a job, a high paying job, that means that a good white man doesn't get a job, a good high paying job. And that is the pure essence of racism. All this other stuff, oh, you're inferior, blah, 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 blah. That is window dressing. Let me repeat that. That is window dressing the entire, you're inferior, you're genetically inferior. That's something that the higher class, upper echelon people say to the idiot lower class white people to get them to go along with it. If the upper echelon and high class white people said, this is a race to see who can secure the most resources, and since you are white and I am white, this doesn't include Jews. Jews are not some sort of weird third, fourth, seventh racial group. They're white people. Oh, clue phone. Somebody from Germany is white? Oh my god, what are the odds? Yes. You're white, I'm white. You could potentially marry my daughter and have beautiful white children. So, I'm going to make sure and ensure that all white people, as best as I can, get and retain resources. That's it. There's nothing else. Why are so many programs designed to financially strap black people? It is pure, unadulterated economic racism on its face. It's open and obvious. So, when a guy who speaks 4 languages, who has a college degree, who has extensive background in the field, in the market, steps in, who could potentially eclipse the very person doing the interview. Yeah, let me repeat that. I've had several interviews where the person came right out and say, oh my God, you could have my job. I'm not interested in your job. I want to say I have my own business. I just need a steady income. Give me the damn management position and be done with it. I'm not gonna go for the district manager position because I don't want that responsibility. I don't want to be at my job 24 hours a day. I don't want it. I don't have a wife and children to come home to or be responsible to, but I also want to have a life. I'm not interested in another position. What's ironic is several years ago, the only person at the time when I was looking for a job at that time who hired me was 7-Eleven, and they gave me a near minimum wage job. And as soon as I started working there, he gave me a raise. He's like, oh, that guy's a good worker. Give him a raise. 7-Eleven. That didn't work out because people kept threatening me because I asked for their ID when they were buying cigarettes and alcohol. Oh, geez, part of my job. Yeah. I like stopped showing up to work. They didn't think that was very nice. Anyway. What was I going to say? I was going to say... Anyway, people feel threatened sometimes, especially when I open my mouth. When I open my mouth, they see a big, tall, black guy walk through the door and they're like, oh God, here comes Tyrone. And I sit down and I say, greetings, my name's Kevin. I have 10 years of experience in clerical field. I type 160 words per minute. I do 10K by touch. I I do alphanumeric by touch. I do Word, Excel, spreadsheets that I program, and so forth and so on. And they just go, "Oh goodness, this isn't Tyrone at all. This is Denzel." We don't want a Denzel in our operation. He's gonna make me look bad to the district manager or regional manager or whatever. But in this economy, I think it is a complete and utter travesty that people would call somebody overqualified. Essentially, I've been looking for a job for 5 years. I build up, I'm off and on. I'm not 24, I'm not 24/7 at it. Why? Because I have a nasty habit of making money. I'll build up my accounts to $20,000, get down to zero, another 10,000, get down to zero, 30, get down to zero, a few hundred, get down to zero. Then I'll do a part-time job. I'll save all of that money, get down to zero, and it's not consistent. That's why I need a steady job. Really, when you're doing business for yourself, sometimes it's just not consistent. So, however, now I'm dwindling down. My bank account is now under $100. I suspect that I'll probably get an influx in a few days. I'm not sure. I don't know. My business isn't steady. I haven't even looked at my accounts, but I know my savings account is under $100. And for these people to say, "Oh, you're overqualified," hey, wait a minute. What do you want me to apply for? Let me give you a stupid scenario. I applied for Trump Las Vegas at somebody's suggestion. They gave me a secret website to go to. And the secret website was literally, it wasn't even an application. It was a name. It was put my name in, upload. No. It was put my name in. I received an email. Then the email said, reply with your resume. All right. And that's what I did. So this is like, I thought surely this is like a sure thing. So I get a rejection letter from that. Then I receive, a couple of days later, apply for the portfolio manager position. What? How do you reject me for the intro level finance position and then ask me to apply for the portfolio manager position? Portfolio manager is something that you get when you're after like 20 years in the field of finance. I don't even have, in finance, I don't have that many years. I don't have 30 years. I don't know how bad this camera is, but I'm not 50 years old or 40. I'm not even 40 years old, so I can't have 20 years of financial management or that. I don't even understand that one. That one is the best one. Rejection, and then say, "Oh no, you need to apply for CEO." Whatever. I don't know what that was a funny experience though. Yeah. Well, the best was getting rejected from the CIA, and I'll tell you that some other day. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.